Boom. We are live, I think. I don't know why that should not be my intro. I probably should actually have like a legitimate live stream. Uh, a legitimate live stream intro instead. But oh well. Yeah, okay. We're good. We're good. We are live. We're here. We're here to have a fun little live stream, a discussion live stream, and also a figure, one figure in particular discussion. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to be playing Battle Line, so something's going on behind the screen so you guys aren't bored, which should be pretty interesting because I'm at level 66. Um, and my deck is good, but it is not great. And a lot of the time I have to really focus in on it. So I'm kind of interested to see if we have some mayhem with the battle line. Servo, how's it going? How's it going today? I hope you're doing good. It's Saturday. It is 2 p.m. my time. It's a little early, obviously. I probably should have waited because I'm bled out. My camera is my brightness is as low as it can go. This is the best you guys get. So, I'm white. I'm extra white today, for better or worse. But yeah, doing amazing. I pre-ordered the NECA Jaws shark from NECA. Nice, good, good, nice. I didn't know that they did a new one, or maybe that's their first one. I don't really collect NECA very much, so but that's cool. That's cool. Sweet. I'll try to stay on your stream more often. Hey, it's all good. I'm barely streaming as very much lately as it is, and it's basically only unboxing. So, but that's gonna change. That's why we're having this live channel update discussion stream. After all, I'm going to check one more thing, really quick. Really quick. Okay, we're good. I need to make sure one of my pages. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh my goodness, did you guys hear that scream? That scream of rage outside. The kids are playing. It's pretty nice out today. It was kind of cold the last few days here in South Dakota. So, but let's get on task. We are 3 minutes in. Yeah, NECA made a new Jaws set. 50th anniversary, 7-inch. Oh, nice. Dude, I'm glad. Anyone who collects Jaws, I hope they're able to get it and enjoy. That sounds awesome. So, holy, yeah, it is the 50th anniversary. Okay, well, I know what I have to watch. Something. Well, girlfriend and I watched The Evil Dead yesterday, so maybe today we'll watch Jaws. We're kind of going on a classic binge. We went from Pixar to a few Godzilla movies and now to classic horror. So, the oldies, the golden age or silver age, whatever you want to call. So, probably add Jaws to that list. It's been a few years since I've seen Jaws. I think it's been 3, 4 maybe. Hey Sharktopus, how's it going, buddy? How's it going? But yeah, so let's get into the channel discussion because that's kind of not the most. I mean, maybe that's the most hype thing, but I feel like talking about Legion is maybe going to be more interesting for some people. I'm sure you off topic, but I got Goku in 2 multis. Oh, nice. Node Sharktopus. That is awesome. If you didn't see the stream, I got him in 3. So I'm glad we both got super lucky. That kid Goku on Dokkan, crazy good. I've been using him a little bit. I'm pretty impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty damn impressed. I think he's the best Saiyan Day unit day 1 that's ever dropped in the whole game and all the history. I think he's the best Saiyan Day unit on release, far and away, and I think he's going to be good for a very long time. I think he might be better than just up until next anniversary. I think he might hold it into next year a little bit. We'll see. Hopefully we get a Bulma. He needs a new Bulma. But that Chi-Chi banner unit's also good, but I did not pull her. So, not that you really use that team when you're doing like the Dokkan challenge battle. You mainly just pure Saiyans. So, which we still have to do a live stream on that. So there's a channel update. That's going to be a live stream. I still haven't challenged it yet. I do plan on making that a live stream with you guys. I'm going to be probably drinking involved. I think would be interesting to make it even harder. So I haven't given in yet to even just get the 25 stones. I literally have not tried it yet. I am waiting because a stage that can take 4 hours, I'm gonna need some conversation and stuff going on, because that's gonna bore me the hell to sleep. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be pretty honest about that. I'm glad that they're doing it. I am, but I am not glad that it takes that long. I'll be right back. All good, Servo. All good, man. But yeah, so channel updates. So as the title states, showcases are returning. I said it yesterday. Yes, yesterday or the day before. I said it in a stream within the last few days. I probably said it during the frog. There was the frog tree unboxing, so that was yesterday. 2 days ago. 2 days ago. That was Thursday. Holy moly. Yesterday was crazy, so yeah, that makes sense. The frog tree. Actually, when I made my post this morning, my phone was actually mostly dead, so I didn't get to film at all, but it's all set up. You can see the room is much more cleaner. Besides this is just a box full of bubble wrap and then product boxes. You know, some of the Ultraman figure arts and stuff. But showcases will be returning. I don't know at what rate. I can't guarantee it'll be a regular thing because I really don't have a lot of things. I've had to sell off a lot of the collection. I don't even have the Easy Hobby Gigantic Shin anymore. Had to sell that, which stung a bit, but life goes on. We still have the X Plus Gigantic, which that will be staying with me. That is my child, my secondary child next to Tater. So Tater's the child, and then, you know, that and the, yeah. So sad. I didn't even get to make footage for it for a review. Kind of like what happened with all the Mondo Godzilla Evolves. I have the footage, but then there was more that I wanted, and by that time all of them were gone. So that video is kind of MIA. I guess I could still edit it in, but it feels weird posting a video 3 months late, 4 months late for some of those, and not having the figures anymore. It feels a little, I don't know, kind of feels icky to me. I didn't really get a choice, but still kind of makes me feel weird. So how it goes. But yeah, showcases are coming back. The frog tree will be first. I think starting with Safubi will be a little bit easier to glide myself back into place. We got the X Plus 30 centimeter Yuji Sakai Orthochromatic Shin Godzilla light up. The G-Store version, that is on the table to get showcased as well. And I'll show you guys this one. This is finally getting showcased. Oh, come here, you little bastard. Oh, God. I can't wait to get another set of shelves so I can get some layers on this so this isn't right next to my butt. But the MonsterArts Heat Ray. It's coming. Those are the first three. I'm not going to say exactly when they're coming out. Not going to guarantee a date. But stay with me now. Those are going to be the first three unless I get something in surprisingly that I'm going to keep, which there isn't anything. Oh, my phone almost closed. It's a good thing that it did not. There's nothing I've got that's surprising that's coming in that would be showcaseable, I guess. I do have a My Dress Up Darling Maureen coming in, but I don't think YouTube's going to like that figure very much, even though it's not really suggestive, but YouTube is YouTube. So it be what it be. And then I don't have any Godzillas coming in unless I get my AMA signature figures in time. I'm at some point in the next month going to be ordering my first Bandai Movie Monster series figures in almost 2 years. I am getting Godzilla Millennium version 2 to get signed by Kitagawa. I am getting Godzilla O2 also to get signed by Kitagawa. And then I am getting the GMK for our GMK guess. Oh my goodness. Wow. Kaneko, and I want to say Yoshida. I have to check the site just to make sure I'm correct there. Yeah, we got Kaneko, and I have to get something Gamera related for Kaneko as well. And then, yeah, Yoshida, which is the suit actor for GMK. Kaneko directed GMK and the Gamera trilogy. So, yeah. So I got to get those. I don't really have a second thing for Yoshida. I do feel bad, but the only other thing that I know off the top of my head that he did was Death Ghidorah. Don't have a Death Ghidorah, so, and I'm not going to buy a Death Ghidorah before then. Buying these 4 Bandais are already going to be a little pushing it, but, and then I'm going to get a Gamera 95 to get signed. And it's anniversary, so it kind of, it works for Kaneko. So that's what I'm going to do. I was going to wait till AMA, but then I kind of figured that the prices for those Bandais are probably going to be $35-40 a piece. And Ami has the GMK and O2 Godzilla for $14 and $17. And I can get the version 2 2000, or Millennium, excuse me, off of Hobby Link Japan for $20, $25 before shipping. And then Amazon has the 95 still, Gamera. So, but those will be getting signed, which is the only reason why I'm buying them. I guess I'll probably end up reviewing the movie Monster Series figures before I get them signed, or not really reviewing, showcasing them. But I'm not for sure yet. I feel like it would be cool to have the signature, but I also don't want to possibly damage the signatures or scuff it, so probably will showcase those before they get signed. So if I'm able to get them soon enough, otherwise we will have to do it with signatures. We'll just have to be careful. That's how it goes. So we do have those, so hopefully you guys are ready for that. We're going to do some throwbacks. Speaking of signatures really quick, I'm going to cut in. G-Fest announced its second guest. And lo and behold, it is Ultraman himself, Ben Fuyuraya. I am very, very, very excited to see Ben again. It is... I expected him at AMA 3, and now we know why he's not at AMA 3, because he's at G-Fest, and there's... I don't know if it's like convention rules with actors and guests that they can't be in the same area within a certain amount of months. I think it's like 4 to 6 months, something like that. So he can't... Saying legally makes it sound very dramatic, but I think it's contractually can't be at AMA 3 and G-Fest. It's one or the other. So he is going with G-Fest, as it's G-Fest's 30th anniversary, plus it's been quite a few years since he's been at G-Fest, so I'm pretty excited for that. I don't know when I'm going to get signed yet. I guess I could track down some Ultraman Bandai. I don't want a stinky 500, so I guess we might see if the Ultra Hero line from back in 2008 is affordable, maybe. Otherwise, I do have my Shinkoho Seiho Ultraman 66 box. I'll probably get that signed. Hopefully he has a silver and he can just write on it. Ooh, it's going to look beautiful, hopefully. And then I just have to display the box, which I don't mind because the Shinkoho Seiho boxes are the cream of the crop. Do I have one near me? If you guys aren't familiar with these boxes, this is Gaia V2. Yeah. Can you see, like, just a big silver signature on the front of this box? So I'm probably going to guarantee do that. And then we'll see what else he has. We'll see if he has more Ultraman drawing boards. I wouldn't mind getting an updated one. Or a second one, I guess I should say. But we'll see. And then we have the main male actor from Tokyo SOS as well for G-Fest as the first guest. So hopefully we get another guest announcement next week. It's been a few years since G-Fest not only announced a guest this early, but to guess really quick. It's been a long time, and if you want my opinion, it's probably because well, time to flex on AMA a little bit, because it's all Turtles and X-Men guess, which good for those fans. I am not an X-Men fan or an animated X-Men. Oh, I'm not an X-Men fan, and I'm not a TMNT fan. So the only turtle I really like is Gamera. Sorry. So AMA 3 guest wise, although we have 3 really amazing guests, is disappointing when you consider that AMA 2 literally had like almost 10, I think. And if you count the Sentai actors, I think it was 10. And the Kamen Rider actor, I think they had 1, maybe not, I can't remember. Not that I'm into Power Rangers or Sentai or Kamen Rider very much, but you get my point. It's disappointing going into an all monsters attack, and it is mainly X-Men and TMNT. But how it is, that just means more time with the boys and hopefully some content creation. And the girlfriend's going with, so it's going to be both of us, hopefully. But yeah. So, oh yeah, we were talking about videos. So yeah, the Bandai's, and I guess I'm gonna have to start showcasing. If I want to do something at least like once a week or twice a week, I'm gonna have to start doing like the Ultraman stuff and the Dragon Ball stuff, and we're gonna have to really do some different stuff, because I don't have enough Godzilla stuff to last more than 2 months, and I probably won't be getting enough Godzilla stuff over the next few months to really even it out. I've got some Figure Arts Ultraman on pre-order over the next 3 or 4 months. We've got we do have MonsterArts Gamera 96 next month at the end of the month, so it would be May. Hopefully before AMA I'll be able to get that done. I was able to get a pre-order, which maybe that's the best segue into the monstrosity herself. I'm gonna try to flip the camera view. I literally did not click on Battleline at all. Whoopsie. We're gonna see if I can't click this, and hopefully this works. It did not work. There it works. Yeah, that's right. Oops, and full screen. Yeah. There she be, everyone. MonsterArts Legion. $415 if you got it through a Japanese... well, only really if you got it through the Tamashii web shop in Japan. Otherwise, most of the Japanese real retailers had it for about $470 before shipping. Now, I don't have my order confirmed, and I don't know if it's going to work, because Nin keeps saying it's sold out, but it's actually not sold out. And I'm not going to click on it because it has personal info on it. But on this tab right here, I do have the Legion that I couldn't pre-order still in my cart. And as of right now, that cart option is active. I think I can still pre-order, even though I think it's sold out on Nin. Now, there's one other thing you guys need to know about Legion. Shipping on this is going to be outrageous. And when I say outrageous, I mean $140 outrageous. When I did go to the end of it, before I noticed it said it was pay up front, FedEx DHL shipping was $140 for her. Pretty extreme, right? Pretty extreme. Oh, I got my webcam off. Oopsie. Hello, there I am. Hello. So yeah. Even if I get it through a Japanese, honestly, I'd be actually spending more on it if I pre-order it from Japan than if I bought it through a U.S. retailer. Because Big Bad Toy Store has it for $566 or $560, and then you can opt to do the $4 shipping, the flat rate shipping from them, the $4, and you're gonna only get it for $570. Well, it's gonna be more than that because of taxes. It's well, I yeah I guess, yeah. No matter where you get this from, it's probably gonna be $600. It's just when you get it. The U.S. retailers, I think, were saying August as well for this. This was supposed to have a world. It's not on P Bandai US, so you can't say it's a worldwide delivery. But I think almost everyone was saying August, even on the US side. I'll be honest, I'm impressed that the US retail for this is only 5. I was expecting it to be 6, then plus shipping. So the fact that basically every retailer, at least so far that I've seen, is going to be they're going to be losing money on this, because this is going to be a 1 per case thing. Most realtors are probably going to end up losing money on this, because they still got to pay the 100 shipping to get it to them. So the 100 plus, maybe they'll get they'll get it a little less because they're bulk ordering, but that's to be determined. They're not. Basically, no one's going to be making a lot of money off of this U.S. side. So let's get the elephant out of the room. What do I think, personally? I got to be the smart ass, first of all, and say I told everyone. I said it in a live stream multiple times. I said when it was announced, 300 plus, easy. Legion was 300, or Edis was 300. Legion's larger. I said it was going to happen, and then in one of my last streams, I think it was in January, I said I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if it was 400 plus. And here we are, 415, 62,000 yen, rounded up to the nearest 1,000 yen. She's expensive. There's no denying that. But she is huge. Bandai Spirits made a video on her where an associate and the suit designer for Legion, the guy who supervised and helped this figure, did a 20-minute overview on this figure. They didn't really touch it too much, but they showed up a ton of up-close actual product shots. They showed the concept flying form. They went through all of that stuff, and they gave us an in-depth dive on this. The figure looks amazing. I'm just going to say it. We don't know what the joint tolerances are like yet. We don't know the ranges on everything. We did see the head move a little bit, and it does look like the head can look around quite a bit. Pretty impressive. But, it's expensive. I guess for me, I'm a little bit more brutal on the option. I've seen a lot of people complaining, which for me, it's not like, I think this is an item, it's kind of like X Plus Gigantics. It's either you have the wallet to buy this, or you just don't. I don't see the discussion for saying, well, it's not worth the $400 price point. The Gamera MonsterArts have been, besides the very first Gamera 99, all of them have been hits. All of them. Rebirth, all 4 Gameras that have come out, not including the new version of 96 that drops next month, and Edis. They've all been knocks out of the park. Edis is large, and the tentacles are just everywhere. Legion is just a big stamp. She's almost 8 inches tall, almost. But she's like 16, 17, 18 inches long, I think, or 15 and a half. And we don't have the depth of the figure yet. I'm going to guess she's at least 10 inches from side pincer to side pincher. She's going to take up a lot of space. And on top of all of that, they could have literally just left this figure like that. They went and got the pieces for the flying mode. And the flying mode is huge. Let me show you guys. See, here it is. Here. Oh wow, it went straight to it. Where is this? The photo I want. Do you know how much space this is going to take? If you guys aren't familiar with how, I don't even have Iris, but I know, or Edis, excuse me, but I know Edis takes up a huge amount of space in flying form. And now you've got a kaiju that's taller, longer, when the tentacles aren't laying flat. But no one is laying the tentacles flat like a tail, because that's not how they're, really shown off in the show. And then you got this, which I'm almost tempted to display it like this because I love the way that this looks. She takes up space. She's big. She's going to be heavy. King of Mons is heavy. She's going to be taller than King of Mons. Like, I do feel bad for people who can't afford this. I do. Technically I can't, but I'm gonna make it work. It's the most expensive month of collecting for me for pre-orders is August. I have got some anime statues, and now this. It is literally almost $1,000 a month before shipping on any of it. Well, including Legion shipping, because I've got an estimate. We know about what the shipping is going to be for Legion. I don't know what my 2 anime boxes from Ami Ami are going to cost shipped, but seeing as what my Ami Ami order for this month looked like, I kind of have an idea. But I feel like the people that are kind of bashing it and hating it are just, I'm gonna just be honest, I think they're just mad because they can't afford it. It sucks. It does suck for anyone who's not able to get this. But I saw a comment on Facebook today that kind of helps slightly justify the price. If you don't have a Legion figure, this is your Legion figure. This isn't just another Goku or another Godzilla or another Ultraman that you're putting up on your shelf, or even another Gamera. You are probably only going to own one MonsterArts Legion. I do think there's going to be 2 because we have none of the damaged pieces. So in 4 or 5 years, they could do a damaged version, a decisive battle version. My bets are saying that they will. Some people think this is a one and done. I do not think this is a one and done. We will eventually, at some point in the future, probably get a damaged version. Maybe they'll just do an extra effect pack later down the line. It could be that, but I think they're just going to do a damaged version with damaged paint in a darker nighttime color variant as well. It's, it's expensive. But this was not only supervised, but it was helped in design with the person who helped make the suit, helped with the concepts, and this is meant to be that figure on the shelf that you have it. This is supposed to be a Grail section piece. I think even Iris isn't going to look as impressive when it's stacked next to this Legion, and that is something I'm really looking forward to personally. I want to see what Edis looks like next to Legion. Because you could say the same thing for the MonsterArts line. The Ghidorahs, the Heisei Ghidorahs look awesome until you put it next to 2019. The special color version. The regular one does not. I mean, size-wise it kind of does, but, Or, Biollante looked really crazy. And then we got Destroya. And then it kind of wasn't quite as crazy, but it still was. But I just, we knew this was going to be expensive, and Tamashii did say last year that all of their products were going to get a price hike because of inflation, because of cost of engineering, cost of licensing. We knew this was going to be expensive. It does suck. Do I think it's going to get better? Probably. I I would say, especially for us in the US, I wouldn't worry too much because I remember everyone freaking out about Edis, and now I can literally click on it. Here's Edis. Retail is 290. It's 250 right now. It was 240 the other day. I have it up because I want to buy it. I'm just watching the price like a hawk. Um, it's 250 right now. I've seen this on a non-Black Friday sale as low as 190. 190, $100 off. Now, Realtors or retailers are selling out. Oop, I gotta be careful. There might wrong page. Oops. Okay. um, JP Realtors are going to sell out on this, and aftermarket on this is not going to be nice. Japan side. But with all the expensive figures in the US, they always sit in Big Bad Toy Store. Besides King of Mons, they always sit at Big Bad Toy Store. They always sit at Amazon. They always sit at E-Media Night or E-Night Media. I don't think this is going to be really crazy to get your hands on, and I think they're especially this comes out before Black Friday. I don't know if Amazon actually has a listing for it yet. Actually, let's see. I gotta make sure. Okay, yeah, it's got me logged in, but it's nothing like crazy. Let's see if they've got it up for pre-order yet. Most of the US places should be getting this. Big Bad Toy Store is normally really quick. Hey, there's the Gamma right there, 125. Not the craziest, but not the worst either. Let's see if they have Legion. It looks like they don't. And there might be a chance that they... Oh, we spell it right. Okay, so they don't have it up yet. My guess is they will get it. Oh, Jesus. Holy moly. In July? Oh, my goodness. What was I going to say? Let's swap to a different photo. Oh, dude, it's so pretty. This figure's so pretty. They don't have it yet. But the chances of them getting it and then it getting sales cut down to something maybe more affordable for more people is very likely. Amazon for Black Friday is probably going to run a deal, and it's probably going to be $350, which, once again, is still a lot of money, but it's less. It's a lot less. That's just my guess. I think it's a safe guess because that's literally, I already proved it with Edis. It happened the same with Edis already. And it's happened with every expensive MonsterArts that has come out. Heisei Ghidorah back in the day, the special color version and the retail. Mecha King Ghidorah back in the day. I believe the Decisive Battle one also had some pretty crazy discounts on Amazon as well. Both 2019 Ghidorahs. We always go through this step of, wow, this is the new most expensive figure. Hopefully, Legion isn't a sign that that's how much all the prices are going to go up. Hopefully, it's a little less than that. But I would expect larger kaiju, whether it's MonsterArts or the Ultraman line, like especially the really, really large ones, are probably going to sit at this price range. You know, Matt and I were talking about like Eukilosaurus, Kaiser Belial's kaiju form. Sharktopus, hold that note. We're going to talk about him specifically in a second. Those, like the Ultraman line is going to do that. Now they're not going to be $400 because the Ultraman line seems to be quite a bit cheaper than the Godzilla and Gamera stuff. I mean, the figure art stuff is just cheaper than the MonsterArts stuff in general. That's because Bandai owns Ultraman, basically, you know, with Subaraya. They give the designs for most of the stuff, and then Subaraya makes the show around them, so they don't have to pay as much, where they have to pay the extra licensing costs for the Godzilla and Ultraman, or the Godzilla and Gamera stuff. So they have to be more, because they have to make more money back on it. The Ultraman stuff, I don't think they have to pay quite as much into it, and Subaraya is pretty inexpensive comparatively for licensing. Gamera was, but it's the 50th or 60th anniversary, and it's the 19th anniversary for this film, but it's the 30th anniversary for the start of the Heisei trifecta of perfection, by the way. I love those movies. So it kind of makes sense. We're getting a lot of Gamera stuff, and I think this year we're going to get a lot of Gamera stuff, and hopefully we're going to see the revival. MonsterArts Super Gauss when, MonsterArts Hyper Gauss, MonsterArts Decisive Battle 95, Gamera when, hopefully soon. And then hopefully they move on. We get some Showa stuff as well, or we get Gamera the Brave. We could get more Rebirth stuff now that the anime is coming out next month. Don't know for sure. Sharktopus, you bring up the kaiju that MonsterArts has been basically not teasing since 2022. There was a vote poll, one of the last major vote polls for kaiju we wanted to see. Kaiser Ghidorah was number 2, if I'm not mistaken, and I have literally every single year I have guessed that Kaiser was coming, and we haven't gotten it. Legion, I think, is the proof on why we don't have Kaiser, and that's because the price. And when Kaiser comes, and with Legion, I think it's going to happen because Legion has effectively sold out on the market that Tamashii cares about the most, which is Japan, the Japanese market. It is mostly sold out everywhere. I think the web shop exact site is sold out. I think pretty confident to say that they might be a little bit more encouraged to do a larger kaiju, and Kaiser seems to be it, and I think Kaiser is going to be more. I'm just going to say it now. When Kaiser comes out, wouldn't be surprised if it's $500 after conversion. 70,000 yen? Maybe 72? It wouldn't surprise me. Kaiser's even larger than Legion. And the figure itself would take up even more space. Kaiser's... It's just... It's how it is. But... You know, Sharktopus, not to, you know, I was in your spot 13 years ago when MonsterArts started, well, hell, when MonsterArts started in general, back when Bandai Movie Monster Series figures were $10, $15 a piece, $20 at G-Fest. I was in your spot when the line started. $80 for Godzilla, $90 for Mechagodzilla 2, that's outrageous. Within 2 years... I started buying MonsterArts, even when I was still in high school. I made it work. Not many, but I did buy it. Well, G-Fest 2013, I went crazy. If you guys haven't seen that haul video, go check that out on the channel. Go to the playlist options. I have the G-Fest videos from my first channel and this channel. And then when Destroya was announced, and Destroya was 140, I think, and King Ghidorah was 130, 110. No, Destroya was 160, I believe. Ghidorah was 130. It seemed crazy. It seemed outrageous. I've owned Destroya. I bought Destroya even more expensive because I got the special color version, which was a little bit more. I've got Mecha King Ghidorah, which was $300. I owned Biolante. I missed that figure. Hopefully I can get that figure back for a more closer to retail than not, because that special color version is 500 plus now as well. Maybe might find it in Japan. I'd have to ship it back to me though. I own Gigantic. I've owned almost all the Gigantics, but now I only own the one. But the line has gone through this, and Dragon Ball's gone through this too. When Grade 8 Vegeta came out, he was 180. Everyone was like, whoa. Well, you want larger kaiju, they're going to be more, but at some point, it'll even out. Hopefully, if the country's not in flames in the next few months. It should be easier to get it, and I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like I said, I think this will go on sale on Amazon. It's going to be $300. Hell, it might even get under if it doesn't move. If Amazon gets it at some point. Kaiser, there might not be any hope for. Everyone's going to be wanting Kaiser no matter what the price is. People seem to be overreacting a little bit because it's only Legion, which is weird. I've seen comments saying this is an obscure kaiju or no one cares, which is odd because the Heisei Gamera trilogy is far and away, by people that watch more than just Godzilla, are regarded as the best kaiju trilogy and some of the best kaiju movies, or up there in their top tens and fives. For me, all three movies are in my top 10 movies, period. Pretty sure. I've tried to rank these the last few days. I've watched these films a few times. I'm going to watch them again. I'm really in a Gamera mood, which is funny because I was in a Gamera mood before Legion was even announced. They just rotate. I think I might like 3 the most, but that's just personally because it's edgy. It's dark. Gamera's dark. I love Edis. I like the human characters in it. I like the struggle. But I mean, Gamera 1 and Gamera 2 are just phenomenal as well. And they can just be rotated over and over again. But yeah, Legion's very expensive. Kaiser's going to be more. I wish I could come bring better news, but it's like the 3 the most as well. Nice. It is how it's going to be, but in a year's time, or in a few months, in a year's time, it might be easier, or by the time it's something that you can actually save up for, it'll have a new damaged version, which might even look better. Come with all these parts. Probably won't come with the flying parts, but then you'll get all the damaged accessories, the damaged mandibles, the damaged sidearms, all that stuff. Because if in that Bandai Spirits video, they do kind of show up close on where the joints are on the mandibles on the side, kind of on the crown, and they're just basically elbow joints, which means with a little bit of heat, pretty easy to pop off. I think they've pre-planned this figure for a damaged version down the line, or a damaged accessory pack. The more I say that out loud, the more I want it, but Tamashi wants that money. Also, if I'm going to get a damaged version, I kind of would like it to be painted like it's damaged. A little bit darker, have the blues and the reds be more neon like it's at night, or shining. Which, thinking about it now, I have no idea how a shelf would fit 2 MonsterArts Legions and an Edis, but life be life, and life finds a way, which means I'll find a way in a hypothetical situation in a few years' time. I'm in love with it. I'll sum it all up. I'm in love with the Legion. I'm going to get it one way or the other. Might not be able to get it when it releases in Japan right away, but I will get this. I want it. There's something I'm kind of working, well, I'm not kind of working, I'm working on it, but the actual execution of it and the announcement of it is going to take a long time, and Legion helps something within that. I do have a reason to buy Legion outside of what a lot of people might call clout. I love Legion. I'm only going to have one Legion in my collection, and it's going to be articulated. It's going to be this one. The Revoltech isn't anywhere as close in scale with these MonsterArts and Figuarts. This is it. It's the same thing with Shimo. There is not going to be another articulated Shimo, probably, that is actually going to be close to the scale that she needs to be, besides the MonsterArts. It's just how it is. Unless Haya is going to do a V2, and if you announce a V2 and it's going to be scaled up, it probably will. They just literally did it with Ghidorah. Roll my eyes. The third Ghidorah release already. And some people don't even have the second release, the energized one or whatever the hell they called it. Um, so, you know, never say never. And there's a chance that maybe Haya might do Gamera stuff. If Gamera comes back into the forefront of things, especially if we're getting a new live action movie, or Rebirth is going to get the rumored movie, none of that's confirmed. That's just guessing. Chances of Haya getting the Gamera properties, I would say very likely. But you never know. I don't know what kind of hold Bandai has on Dai for the Gamera license. I don't know for sure. To which case I might be eating my words in a few years, or in a year or two, when Haya announces a Legion and it's $180 and it's even larger. Sucks to suck then for me, but I would still rather get the MonsterArts for now. But yeah, this is probably going to be the only 1/12 6-inch ish scale articulated Legion, so I kind of have to have it. Same thing with Edis, same thing with all the MonsterArts cameras. I'm going to be maybe bidding on a Gamera 3 Kyoto Decisive Battle version tonight. There's a pretty inexpensive one on Bai, and there's coupons on Bai right now, so I'm going to get it even cheaper. I'm going to get it like half of its retail almost. It's going to be like $60 if no one else bids on it, which probably will. And then, but we'll see. That's like at 2 o'clock. It's in like 13 hours. And then I got to get Edis from Amazon eventually. Hopefully they'll have stock long enough until Prime Days in July. Well, hopefully not, because Summer Wonderfest, but that's when the next sale would be. I think, well, there might be one in April. I've heard a rumor where April or May might have a small one. If it goes on larger sale, if it can get down closer to 200 or even less than 200, I will be 100% picking it up one way or the other. I'm already biting at my nails, not trying to order it now, but with all the Halo stuff that I've ordered and just kind of still waiting to hear back from a job, it sounds very likely, but I don't have the job. I haven't signed the paperwork yet, so I'm not gonna say it's happening until the paperwork's signed and everything's ready to go. And then I can get a little crazy again, because then I'm expecting regular paychecks. Until that point, I have to hold back. I've already gone way too crazy. The Halo Mega Bloks was already so much. But yeah, and then pre-orders as well, and AMA, and G-Fest, and Japan next February. So plenty of things going on, plenty of things. But I do feel bad for the people who can't afford this figure that want it. I don't want to come off course or gatekeepy. I don't feel bad, and I don't think it's wrong to have a problem with the price in the way of, like, it's out of range, it's just not going to happen. But the people that are being aggressive about it and being salty about it, I feel like it's just not the correct way to do it. Just because they can't, so they're bashing it. I just don't think that's correct. It's a marvelous figure. It looks amazing. It's got just that regular colorway. It's got like a pearlescent paint on it in sections. It does look like it has quite a bit of articulation for the design. I'm really interested to see if where the abdomen is, if it can go straighter. Let me grab that photo quick, because I do have the one nitpick I have, and it's always with the larger kaiju like this. She isn't to scale. She's too small. She's on a stand right now, and Gamera should only be about right here to the top of his head. He should only be about right here, not up to her mouth. I watched the movie, and he barrels into her, and he hits right here. not up here. And that's when she's more upright. So I hope this section, and it kind of looks like it might be able to, can go a little bit more straighter up, a little bit more up tall, good posture, and that will mostly fix it. I don't know if she has to be on the stand. Yeah, she's undersized. Yeah. She's undersized and she's still that expensive. I think so, at least. I think she could be a little bit wider, a little bit bulkier, and definitely taller. It's just me, though. For me, if you're gonna make an oversized kaiju, make him larger. Might as well exaggerate it, even if it's not height. It's the same issue I have with Shimo, MonsterArts Shimo. She's not correct. Hey, Servo, welcome back. Shimo, too tiny. I've got a screenshot I could grab to prove that. As much as people like to sit here and argue online, I see the Spiral communities having arguments about it almost daily. The Spiral figure is not correct. The Haya is 100% not right, and the MonsterArts isn't large enough either. Even based on the concept art. The concept art isn't the correct scale. They are undersized. I mean, it basically happens. King of Mons figure arts, undersized. Ghidorah is correct. Destroya, I feel like, is a little small, and Biolante is too small as well from MonsterArts. Biolante was always too small. She looks good, but she's underscaled as well. She's not as round, and then she needs to be a little bit more up as well. But she's got a neck joint that kind of helps you do that a little bit if you don't mind her neck thing sticking out as much and kind of gapping up a little bit. You can make her look that size, but she should be naturally with her head down that large, and she's not. It's just something that's realistic with these figures. They have to be underscaled. Once again, I'll move it back in 2013, 2014, 2015, when Biolante came out. She was the most expensive Tamashii Nations product at the time at $229 retail. She was expensive. But now that's not really that crazy for a MonsterArts anymore. Inflation, that stuff changes. Legion, I think she's going to just look huge next to everything. I'm impressed with her. Yeah, even with 89, she's just a little bit. I'm really anal about scale, and I will be very... I'm very aggressive with it with my figures. Matt doesn't understand why, or it's not as big of a deal for him a lot of the time, especially with like movie monster series. You guys go back and watch my Bandai movie monster series. I'm pretty anal with scale, or the newer ones, I should say. I was kind of light on it in the past. It's definitely something I always talk about, and it's something I've always had an afterthought on, is if something was in scale. Scale has always bothered me. I've been like that since a kid. I want my characters looking correct. Or at least my kaiju. Dragon Ball, the figure arts line I've just given up on because it's just not. 90% of the time it's not correct. Because they keep flipping between anime scale and manga scale. Manga scale and anime scale are different. And scale in Dragon Ball, even with official stats, don't make sense. I always felt that third form Frieza was always second tallest, and then the figure arts comes out and it's way smaller than I would personally like, but that is what Dragon Ball Super Broly showed off. Or Broly, no, Broly or Superhero, one of the two. No, it was Broly. So they show the height scale, the official height scale, and it matches that mostly. So, but yeah, Bio's underscaled, Legion's underscaled, the Ghidorahs are fine, 2019 is mostly fine, Destroya is mostly fine. I feel like Destroya is just slightly a little too small, but once again, Destroya's kind of got a neck joint where you can kind of cock him back a little bit, and he looks better. And then you can also, Burning kind of has a little bit of a slouch over, so you can make him look a little bit shorter There's things to do. Can't really do that with Legion and Gamera. You know, she, like I said, she's on a stand right there, and she's still a little too short. But hopefully that's just because the pose they chose with the abdomen, and you can lean her back and have her more, standing up straight. So then she's at least closer to it. She's not going to be exact, but she's going to be closer. But it's something I'm anal on. It's why I like MonsterArts. Haya's all over the place. They were able to make the 91 Ghidorahs to scale. They weren't able to make Shimo to scale. And they still don't have a Scar King. But I think their scales also kind of bounce around a little bit. I don't know if the legendary stuff is going to fit in with the Toho stuff yet. We don't have any other Toho products released yet, so we'll see when 91 comes out. And the new 2019 Ghidorah from Haya. Not that I'm planning on buying any of them, but just as an example. Space Godzilla's not even in the line. Space Godzilla's too short. Mecha Godzilla 2's fine. Kiryu's fine. Who do I not have that I had an issue with scale that I haven't mentioned? I've mentioned all the Heisei. Hedorah is completely underscaled. Mecha Godzilla 74 is underscaled. 64 is underscaled. 54 technically is, but it kind of works. 62 I think is still slightly too short, but he's better. Millennium wise, can't say anything about the Sakai design. 2000 GMK is great. GMK's scale is perfect. And the Final War stuff is good. Actually, if I'm being honest, I think the Final Wars Gigan is actually too big. I think Gigan's a little too big to be accurate skill-wise, but I think it works better for Gigan. And then I think Monster X is slightly too short as well. Don't quote me on that one, though. It's been a little bit since I've seen Final Wars. I gotta watch it again. I thought I was corrected. I had this discussion with a few friends, and they said that Monster X and Godzilla are supposed to be the same size in that movie. I always thought he was slightly taller, but I normally always like my villains to be taller. I like the more imposing look. It's why I love, Broly. I wish Hedorah was a lot bigger. She towered over. I wish she towered, yeah. Maybe we'll get a non-50th anniversary version and they'll do a resculpt in 8 years. Probably not, but maybe. She doesn't look terrible. She kind of looks like it's more like in the middle of the film because Hedorah does grow throughout it, but it's definitely not the final battle Hedorah scale. And that is an issue, personally. I find Gigan 72 a little too short too, but the Gigan 72 crazy fan, well, not crazy, not in a bad way, but the super fans have let me know that I am wrong on that, so I'll back up on that one. But my large kaiju, just make them larger. Just do it. Legion, she's large enough. She is going to be one of the largest MonsterArts in the game, not counting wing spans, because all the Ghidorahs are going to tower. She's going to look big next to King of Mons, Edis. I think she's going to look pretty big next to Destroya and Biollante, and I'm all for her. I'm going to attempt to get her one way or the other. It might not be right away. It probably won't be right away because August is supposed to be a recovering from G-Fest month and Wonderfest month. But if I get anything from this Wonderfest, Summer Wonderfest, I will. Star Jirushi probably is going to be there, and if there's a Shin there, obviously I will have to get it. And then the Frog Tree, that Shin Godzilla on the table over there is very delectable, and I wouldn't mind trying to get all the colorways. I'm missing 2. I have my eyes on 1. The second one is going to be impossible, or mostly impossible, but it is almost the colorway that I have, so I think I'm okay with not having that one if I end up having to choose. Oh, I just realized I can't do the showcase for the frog tree. I need to charge it, and it takes a long time to charge because it's blue. Shoot. Okay, so maybe it might not be the frog tree first this week, and we'll see. Or whenever it comes out. Probably the showcase will come out next week. I'll probably have a reel out by tomorrow, probably. We'll see how long the charging takes. I completely forgot it's glow in the dark. I was supposed to be playing Battleline, but I've kind of just been more intent with talking, and I'd rather make sure that I'm having complete thoughts instead of trying to fumble around and swear at Battleline. Plus, I think I have to rescale it. I've been noticing some naughtier names on Battleline, and I just kind of prefer not to risk anything. I've been seeing some kind of suspicious stuff, so yeah, we'll see. You know who Legion's gonna look excellent with, though? Any and all SH Figure Arts Ultramens. She is going to look crazy cool next to the Ultraman line. I love that the SH Figure Arts Ultraman figures are smaller. I love it. Some people don't. I enjoy it because if they were all the scale that Jet Jaguar is, I'd kind of cry. I like my Ultramen being smaller than my Godzillas and the other kaiju and the Ultra Kaiju themselves, and then when we get these extra large kaijus like Legion and Ghidorah and Destroya and King of Mons, they look even smaller, and I love that. I love that. I do. That is a... Ooh, excuse me. Big yawn. That is a very personal brain scratcher for me. So as much as I'm excited to see this next to Gamera, which I've never owned any of the MonsterArts Gamera figures, so I'm very excited to possibly be getting 96 and 99 here within the next 2 months of time. I'm very, very excited to see what she's going to look like with Ultraman, because I can just imagine having like 3 or 4 Ultramen attacking her all at once, and she's just going to be just not caring. I'm excited. I'm excited. I only have 2 thumbs, so 2 big thumbs up for MonsterArts and Legion. The price it sucks. It does. I guess I didn't even say that earlier. The price does suck, even though I'm going to get it, and I do think as of right now it is worth the price point. The price point sucks. There's no denying that. The price point does suck, and that is a very valid argument. But I think the figure more than likely will aesthetically, engineering, and just look and feel, I think it's going to mostly feel that price as well. So, in my opinion, humble little opinion, but we'll wait till it's out first. I hope it's an Eris situation where everyone was dogging on it, and then once Eris came out, everyone backtracked. Even if it was out of their price range, they're like, oh no, never mind, it is great. I hope that happens with her. I'm pretty sure it will. Daiei doesn't like their figures to be flops. We've seen that recently in the last 5 years. All the new Movie Monster sculpts for Gamera have been out of this park. Questionable things with Rebirth, but that's just kind of how Rebirth works. But the movie lines, the movie suit figures have been... Boom! I can't believe I said that. Have been stellar. So... they're pretty anal about this stuff, which is also why I think the suit designer was in on this figure, is that they made sure that this thing was as accurate as it could be. And promo wise, scale aside, I think this thing looks just top notch. I've already said that though, so it's wonderful. No big booms. No brain rot in this chat. We're gonna summon a certain somebody to the chat. I don't want him summoned. You gotta speak brain rot, and then he magically appears every time, every damn time. He's already sensed it in the force, I guess, on his TikTok. He's going to see something that reminds him of me. He's going to see me live, and he's going to pop into this chat. I already know. It happens on Discord every damn time. You mention him or Brain Rot, boom, he's there. All the time. It's funny. It's hilarious. It's funny. I guess we're not playing Battleline, which kind of works because I didn't have enough characters to put Battleline in the title, and I would like to put Battleline in the title if it's here because it's there. So I do kind of apologize. It ended up being me just on the screen and talking, but at least, you know, with the camera or with the PC, I'm able to at least throw the photos of the figure up so you guys can see it. We'll move on from Legion. I've talked enough. I'm just going to keep re-scrambling the same things I said. There is something else coming that was announced. Let me go into here quick. I'm going to go back to the Dokkan layout so you guys can at least stare at Battleline while I look these up first. I don't trust the internet. Let me look these up. We're going to bring these on screen. Because y'all already probably know how I feel about these. But just in case you don't, let me go into, I have to use a different browser. I finally got everything moved over to Firefox, but I can't log into Instagram there, so I have to go to Instagram on Edge. I want to go to their official site. I want to bring them up. Oh, here they are. Oh, are y'all ready for this? Maybe even better than Legion. The CCP middle size series finally announced and revealed to us the full photos of the Shin Godzilla wave. It's just the Shin Godzillas are just going to be a wave in it of themselves. They are live on CCP's direct site. They have not been put up on Hobby Link Japan and Ami yet. I guess that they would go there next week. And they didn't. Or last night, and they didn't. So I would guess either tonight, maybe tomorrow night. They should be on Hobby Link Japan and Ami. Note these are 1,000 yen more 1,000 more yen more than the other Reliant figures. Most of those are 46 to 4,000 yen. These are 56 or 59,000 if I'm not mistaken. So these are going to be like 40 plus. But we have been told that this mold is a little bit larger, and it's definitely longer than most of the other CCPs. I have sold off all of my CCPs, but these four obviously I'll be keeping. I am crazy about this sculpt, and the fact that we have an Awakening Climax head and a regular one is awesome. Of course, we get our movie color versions first, and we've got our translucent colorways second. This is the pattern they've been doing. I'm very excited to see these in opposite colors. I'm gonna guess they're gonna do a red Awakening and a translucent red, and vice versa. They did it with the cameras. The cameras, the 96 and the 99, basically just keep flopping colorways, which is really cool, or swapping colorways, and I really do like that. Yeah, these, they already were going to be my favorite CCP molds. These might be some of my favorite Shin Godzilla molds, period. You know, I sold the 1-ups to make room for these guys. The plan is to get every single colorway if I can. I'm not going to guarantee it, because if they're going to do a wave every time Shin Godzilla comes out, that means that's 4 of them guaranteed. That's $200 before shipping every single time they do a wave. So we will see about that. I'm not for certain, but I'm 90% sure probably going to be grabbing every single colorway, or most of them for sure. Definitely any glow in the darks, glitters, and translucents, 99% sure. Painted ones, we'll see. The nice thing about these is that CCP has a ton of exotic colorways, and Shin Godzilla, although does get a lot of colorways, doesn't get anything crazy. There's no like Hawaiian colored shins out there that aren't custom painted, and some of these other retro colorways that CCP does yet, although I would think Sarajarushi will be following up and Marusan will be following up on those shortly. So CCP is going to be hitting a lot of itches and scratches on what I want to see for a Shin Godzilla mold, for colorways on a Shin Godzilla mold that aren't custom. Not that I'm trashing customs, it's just price-wise I can't afford to buy a bunch of blank Passion Tank Shins as an example and then get them custom painted. It's just not cost effective right now. I wish I could. There's a few people off the top of my head that if I could send my Purple Awakening blank to, I would probably do it in a heartbeat. I don't want to undercut their hard work and their skills. So it's just not in my price range right now. So CCPs it will be. I'm loving these. These look perfect. I'm very excited for these. Hopefully they don't do too many Shin Godzilla waves. I would guess that next month we're probably going to be getting Final Wars Godzilla. Maybe Final Wars Gigan, maybe not. I think Final Wars Gigan might get the Shin Godzilla treatment, where it's basically going to be its own wave, because we do have confirmation there's a regular and the modified, or the upgraded, the Chainsaw Gigan as well. So they could do it like that. Maybe we won't get Chainsaw for a while. Maybe we won't get regular for a while. Or maybe it'll come with the pieces in. You can swap them out yourself. I don't know. CCP is treading a ton of new ground. The one thing that they are doing is they're basically making every single mold and year of Godzilla characters. I'm excited to see what they do. I'm interested to see if they are going to do every character, kind of like what Bandai's doing, but in Safubi form. Basically what Marusan is doing as well. It's exciting. So hopefully you guys are pumped about these as well. I am. So I would be checking tonight. In 12 hours we should know if these are live on Hobby Link Japan and AmiAmi. They might drop sooner, they might drop later. I have seen them drop around 4 or 5 a.m. my time, Central Standard. So, but these are heavy anticipated figures. I will say right now, even counting all the pre-orders I have, I think Legion is my most anticipated figure for this year, which is another push for me to really want to get her, because I think she is the cream of the crop right now, in my opinion. So, but these Shins are right up there as well. And any more Frog Trees or Sarajarushi colorways that are coming. Ultraman gonna have some fun stuff this year. We've got some really strong releases already. Although once we get towards the latter half of the year, pre-orders and videos will slow down, because I'll be attempting to save basically every bit and penny for Japan, so I can just go crazy in Japan spending wise, especially like Figuarts and MonsterArts wise. Standard releases I probably won't be pre-ordering probably anytime after once it starts saying, oh, this will be out in January, I probably won't be getting it unless it's an exclusive. So like Dragon Ball, we did get Super Saiyan 4 Mini Daima Goku, because I'm probably not going to see that in Japan when that releases in December. So I do have that pre-ordered. I might risk it with the 30th anniversary of Broly, I'm not going to lie. Maybe. I don't have that pre-ordered yet, and CCP hasn't gotten, or Nin hasn't gotten any more in, so I might be playing a little risky and waiting to see if it pops up in Japan. Even if it's at a little bit more higher price, that might be the time to get it. So we'll see. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. Hot damn. I spent like a good 40 minutes just talking about Legion. maybe 50 minutes, maybe. I think I was done with the channel stuff by like 10 an hour ago. I don't know. We're gonna have to see that. I guess that's kind of it. Um, Channel updates, showcase coming back. Bandai Movie Monster Series figures in the next few weeks for signatures. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna get. His character name in Tokyo SOS is Chenjiro. I don't know what I'm gonna have him sign yet. We are getting a V2 Kiryu of some sort in the next wave of Movie Monster Series. I think it was 95 Godzilla V2, a Kiryu V2. I think it's O2 though, so I'm not gonna have him sign that. He's not related to O2. He's not in against Mechagodzilla. It wouldn't be wrong to have him do it, but he's not in it, so I kind of feel weird to do that. I mean, it could be Tokyo SOS, so I guess I don't really know what I'm going to have him sign. The Tokyo SOS mold is really good, but if they're going to be doing V2s, honestly, I might just be buying all the V2s, not even to get signed. The Millennium has very, very much impressed me. I'm very, very impressed with the V2 Millennium. So I might be doubling up on that one. I don't, once again, have to get into a job and get stable and controlled again before I can guarantee some of these things. So take some of my purchase statements as theory. But I'm very impressed with these. And if the Burning Godzilla V2 and the Kiryu V2 look as good as the Millennium, I might just have to be getting them just to get them. Because the Kiryu's perfect. The Millennium Godzilla is perfect. Or just about perfect. The feet kind of look a little weird, but besides the feet, it's a mula. So, okay, that's it. I don't think I got anything else to say. Oh, Godzilla 71, the body is a different mold. Don't let anyone tell you different. Or it should be a different mold. I have to wait for confirmation since I don't own the 68 anymore. Once I get confirmation, though. So it's more than just new arms. Still slightly disappointing, but at the same time, it's understandable. We'll probably get a damaged version, or at least a damaged painted one, within the next year or so as a G-Store exclusive. Just my guess. Bandai Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla V2 when? I don't know. Hopefully soon. I would love that. Bandai, please give it to me. I guess that's about it for me. I guess I did lie a little bit at the beginning. I do have 2 interesting things getting shipped. Hopefully you guys will see them in April. We do have 2 Ultramen. We do have the Darkness Heals Belial, which I watched a review on it this morning, and I think it is the best looking figure arts Belial yet, and I think it looks way better than the Ultra Act back in the day. And I do have Mecha Gigantron coming in, or I have to pay for shipping, which is going to be expensive, so I kind of have to wait on that. But once I'm able to pay for shipping, those will be coming. I might do Gigantron's review. I think the Ultraman reviews themselves don't really seem to interest people too much, but the Kaiju and the mechs do. The Earth Garon video did very well. So if you guys want to see Mecha Gigantron SH Figure Arts review or showcase, it might actually be more of a review, because I have heard a few things that displease me greatly, but I want to see a review first. I want to see the range of the head, the neck, head, and tail articulation first before I go hating on it, but I have been told it is less than satisfactory. For people who are looking for photos and posing and stuff, if you're just going to put it on the shelf, you're going to get it in a pose with your Rising Ultraman, your Ultra Dad, and Emmy, it'll be fine. I think, as a standalone piece, if it's just going to sit on the shelf, that's fine. But for me, someone who wants to take photos in different poses, maybe do stop motion with it, sounds like it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, which is disappointing. But I will wait. I'll put that thought in the pending folder until I actually see it in hand, or at least in a review. Which there hasn't been any posted yet. Isaac Wan on Facebook posted his simplified thoughts, and that was two things he noted was it's not as articulated in the neck and head and the tail as he would like, and normally his and I's thoughts on range kind of, I kind of think similarly to him, but he's also a lot more tougher than I am. He ripped apart the second Yu Yu Hakusho figure arts, whatever his name is, the 100% villain from the last arc. Supposedly that figure was not as... He was not satisfied with it, so I thought it looked fine, and looking over photos and stuff of it in hand, it looks fine, and the range looks fine, but, but that's getting sidetracked. But I'm going to end it here. Hour and 20 minutes in. Thank y'all for watching. I am excited to finally kind of be in a better mental space and headspace to be hopefully making content a little bit more regularly. We're going to get back into doing gaming live streams hopefully soon, especially like Halo. I attempted to start playing the campaigns on Legendary. I think it would be a little bit more entertaining live with you guys, but we'll see. And then I still haven't played Fortnite. I've got 3 days left to finish the OG Battle Pass, or to make sure. I haven't even logged in, so maybe we'll do that live tomorrow. I do have a box day tomorrow, just a small one. I don't know if I'm gonna go live or not. Anyone who's an Ultraman Rising fan, if you guys don't have the SH Figure Arts figure with Emmy, Amazon has a 65% deal. Maybe I can look it up quick. Let me switch back to here real quick. Let me bring that up. I'll just bring it up on this. I opened up Microsoft Paint on accident. Oopsie. Where is it? Here we go. Amazon. Let me... Not Amazon Prime, just Amazon. God, I hate Bing. Which is what Edge uses first. Where is the listing? Let me see if the deal's still up before I go say, here's this crazy deal. Because if it's not... Yeah, oh yeah, it's still up. Okay. OBS. Fortnite. As you guys can see, it's a 65% off. It is normally a almost $70 figure, and it is $24. I didn't have it yet, so I bought it. And I do recommend anyone who's an Ultraman Rising fan to purchase it while it's still there. I think it's like 30% of the stock, the capacity. There's a certain amount, so it is kind of timed. I would recommend getting it. It's pretty late, but hey, I'm glad I waited. So, especially with Gigantron on the horizon, and Ultra Dad releases. It releases on the 15th. The earliest I can get it is the 17th. So, yeah, pretty crazy. So to get these, so I have the set. Otherwise, Gigantron is going to kind of stick out like a sore thumb with the regular Ultraman. So, and the movie stuff. But okay, now we're done. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the chat. Servo, Sharktopus, everyone else who joined in on the stream. Thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. I am excited to hopefully get back to regular content for you guys. Hopefully, not going to guarantee anything yet still, but it's looking more likely than not. And then new stuff as well. So everyone, please take care. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Be on the lookout for that Frog Tree Shin Godzilla third term colorway showcase coming soon.